Good morning, everybody. Everybody ready for a launch? I am very tired. Yeah, I am very tired, but space waits for no man. So, let's do this.
Various orbits in space. Moving on up, we have the inner stage, and as you can see on your screen, the carbon fiber inner stage is a distinct black color.
So this is the Starlink-40 launch. This is launching out of Cape Canaveral Space Force Station. This is pad number 40, or Slick 40, Space Launch Complex 40, if you want to call it. You can call it Slick 40. What everybody calls it. And we got a reused Falcon 9, and it looks like brand new fairings here. I think this... Oh, I forget which core it is. I can't even keep track of this anymore. Seriously. I've been trying to keep track of this. I can't... Dude, I don't even know what core that is anymore. 1052.4. This flew Arabsat 6A, SDP2, and CSG2. Oh, so it's a converted Falcon Heavy side core. Very cool. Hypersonic, what's going on, buddy? Linus, how are you? DV Linus. Alright, no, it's only the fourth reuse. I'm told mutton chops affect one's memory. I don't get it. I don't get it.
On our drone ship, a shortfall of gravity.
Okay, ASOG.
If successful, it will mark the 110th recovery of a Falcon first stage, including
What's going
Falcon
on?
Heavies.
Rockets, man.
Above the second stage is the payload fairing, and that nose cone structure on the very top of the rocket is what protects the Starlink satellites until we reach the vacuum of space. Around 3 minutes into flight, once we've exited Earth's atmosphere, we will jettison those fairing halves and attempt to retrieve them once they return back to Earth. You may be able to tell that the fairing halves protecting our Starlink satellites today are brand new. They are looking pristine there on your screen.
Yeah, they are brand new.
And we do plan to recover and reuse these fairing halves again using our recovery vessel, Doug.
Then we're gonna find our best friend Doug, and then we're gonna give him a big Doug hug.
The next few weeks are big ones for us here at SpaceX. This Monday, March 14th, marks the 20th anniversary of our company's founding. Those of you who have followed us for a long time might remember some of the notable firsts captured in the footage you're seeing here. Now, our first successful Falcon 1 launch, our first Falcon 9 launch, the first time Dragon visited the ISS, the first time we landed a booster on land, the first time we landed on a drone ship, and of course, the first time we sent humans to space. It's been an amazing ride so far, and we don't expect that to change anytime soon. At the end of this month, we'll launch our first mission of private astronauts to space with the Axiom 1 crew to the International Space Station, followed just a couple weeks later by our fifth launch of NASA astronauts to the ISS with Crew 4. A big thanks to the entire SpaceX team for working hard every day to create a future we can all get excited about. The latest weather forecast from Space Launch Delta 45 shows that we are 80% favorable for liftoff today. The vehicle, satellites, and range are all looking good for an on-time liftoff just a few minutes from now at 8:45 a.m. Eastern Time.
There were two women in that crew. One of them has been to space before, and one of them hasn't. Samantha Cristoforetti, the Italian astronaut on the far right of that picture, she's been to space before. And then Jessica Watkins, that's her first flight, the woman on the left. Bob Hines and Kjell Lindgren have been to space before. Samantha's cool. She's an Italian fighter pilot.
The next major milestone you're about to see on the screen involves the Transporter Erector, or TE, which is that truss structure to the left of the Falcon 9 vehicle. Heard the call out that the strong back retraction process has begun. So to prepare
I
for
forget,
that
bro.
process, the TE clamps, which you can barely see below that fairing, will open, and
All
then
right,
the
TE
transporter
claws are open.
erector will begin to pull slightly away from the rocket until the hydraulics pull the TE even
4
further
minutes.
away from Falcon 9 at T0 as it lifts off from the pad.
You're many
You can
seconds
see it
behind.
on your screen there.
Hey, Jay, could you fast forward it, please? Oh, yeah, sure, Liam. I got you right here. Yeah, the European has to go on an American Brook ship since you don't have a crew vehicle. I mean, that sounds like a you problem, Thomas. It's not me. Wait, why are we people sad? Oh, I just got the notification that I went live. That's good. Prepare to fast forward. Fast forward. Fast forwarding, sir.
Finished prop loading of the first stage, and the second stage should finish up here in just about 30 seconds to finish its liquid oxygen loading.
Hey, Cammy.
The reason that we wait till so late in the countdown to finish our liquid oxygen loading is because it is super chilled. We want to give it as little time to warm up as possible.
Nice. If you didn't know, Shift Caret ups the speed on YouTube. I didn't know that. Now I know that. Nice. Wolverine. Yeah, yeah.
Second stage.
2, LOX load complete.
There it is. Second stage LOX loading is complete.
The more you know.
At T-1 minute here shortly, Falcon 9 will be in startup, and this is where the Falcon internal flight computers will take over the countdown. This is also when the first and second stages will begin pressurizing for launch using the onboard helium systems that they carry.
Hey, Ari, how are you?
So again, that white cloud coming from the Falcon 9 is that venting from the tank to maintain pressure.
How are you? You look tired. I'm very tired right now. I got like 3 hours of sleep. Yeah, I'm probably gonna go back to sleep after this. I don't know why I'm drinking coffee right now. What's on your face? Yuck?
Falcon is in startup.
Falcon 9 is in startup. Now, in just a few seconds here, we'll wait for the final launch director go for launch.
Time to let the American broomstick fly and hear the sounds of freedom. LD is go for launch.
LD is given that go for launch. All systems are go. Let's listen into the terminal countdown and watch as Falcon 9.
I love SpaceX. Yes! Let's go!
T-minus 15.
Launching south, Funky Bye. Yeah, I'm pretty sure. 10 seconds, boys. Let's fly today.
10,
and girls.
9, 8, 7, 6.
Sound
5,
suppressor is on.
4, 3, 2,
Ignition.
1. Engines full power. And liftoff. Falcon 9, starting 410.
Let's go. Oh, man. That was funny. Got 60 on board sides up, I'm pretty sure. 48? Okay, 48 on this one. Try not to laugh in class. Everything looked good there. Vehicle's now rolling. Great track here from SpaceX.
Falcon 9 has successfully lifted off from Space Launch Complex 40 at Cape Canaveral Space Force Station, carrying our stack of 48
telemetry nominal.
carrying our stack of 48 Starlink satellites to low Earth orbit. Moments ago, we throttled the 9 M1D engines down, reducing the speed by decreasing the flow
Vehicle supersonic.
of fuel to the engine. Now that's in preparation for max Q, which is the maximum aerodynamic pressure that the vehicle will see, coming up in just a few seconds.
Everything looks real good, guys. Looks fine. I don't see
Max
anything
Q.
weird. Then again,
There's
don't
max
have the
Q,
telemetry, but
and we will have 3 events happening here shortly. We will have main engine cutoff, stage separation, and second engine startup.
That's nice.
1. Now, main engine cutoff is where all 9 of those M1D engines currently burning will shut off to slow the vehicle down in preparation for the next event, stage separation.
they're brand new. Yep.
Now, this is where the first and second stages will separate.
Okay, started.
The start of our second engine MVAC chill has started, as you just heard. Now, after stage separation, the first stage will make its way back down to Earth for landing, whereas the second stage will continue on its journey to the third event of second engine startup 1. That's where that single MVAC engine will light up and propel the second stage along with the Starlink satellites to orbit.
Yeah, Florida has seasons. They're in the summer, it's oppressively hot.
The cool views of the first stage with that with the Earth in the background.
Morning, Da Vinci. V-Gates.
Just about 10 seconds from main engine cutoff.
Okay, did a little bit of a pitch over there as it gets prepared for main engine cutoff here. Stand by for the call for engine cutoff on the first stage. Okay, that's it.
Stage separation confirmed.
Yep, there you go. Upper stage ignition. Stiffener ring jettison. Perfect.
You can see on
Real
those
good.
cool.
Stand by for fairing
You can
separation.
see on those cool live views of the first and second stage. You can see the fairing have just popped off there, but we did have a successful main engine cutoff, stage separation.
Fairing separation confirmed.
And
Why
second
main engine
startup
cutoff? Why
1.
wouldn't it be Florida
And
engine
as you
cutoff?
saw, we
Because
had
they
a
can see
successful
Maine from here. They
fairing
just left
deployment.
Florida.
And SpaceX has reflown the Falcon fairing half since 2019.
How do they jettison the
Again,
stiffener
fairing
ring?
halves flying
Engine
on today's
vibrations
mission
will make
are
it pop
brand
off.
new, and we will be attempting to recover them on our recovery vessel, Doug, for a future mission.
Doug, solid nitrogen coming off the first stage there from the
You can
attitude
see
control
cool live
system.
views from the Falcon 9 first stage on your left with its grid fins deployed, and the
Is that
second
ring for
stage
structural
on
integrity?
your right
Yeah.
with that single MVAC engine.
Guys, that stiffener ring that's on the second stage engine is designed to make it so that nozzle doesn't wobble around inside of the inner stage during separation. It's riding in a track on the way up, so there's like a track at the bottom of the first stage, and then there's the stiffener ring, and then there's the nozzle. And when they jettison the second stage engine, they don't want it to wobble around when it leaves the track that's inside of the inner stage. So the stiffener ring is there only for a second to make it so the nozzle doesn't do this. And then the natural vibrations of the engine starting and turning on makes it pop off. Yeah, you don't want to tip the inner stage on the way out. That nozzle is very big, over 2 meters tall. So it's bigger than 6 feet, like way bigger. The M1D vac engines are very big.
In the Atlantic Ocean.
I've never seen them not
the
come off,
second
Hungry Hawk,
stage,
no.
Carrying our stack of 48
like
Starlink
you could stand
satellites
inside of
to
this
their
nozzle
low
and
Earth
put
orbit.
your hand up and you wouldn't be able to touch
And
the
this
engine.
is our 10th mission of 2022. In fact, it's the
How thin
10th
is the
mission
nozzle?
in 10 weeks and the 7th Starlink mission of 2022
It's not very
so
thick.
far.
It doesn't need to be. It has pressure pushing on the outside. It keeps it nice and strong. When it's on. When it's not on, it wobbles around.
Now, the Merlin engines on that first stage
Yes,
are
VSOL,
optimized
absolutely.
for sea level, so they
Yeah, see the
achieve
track for the
190,000
stiffener ring
pounds
right
of
here?
thrust during ascent and descent.
There's the track.
And in contrast, that MVAC engine that you see on the right side of your screen.
Those hoses that are on the second stage are designed to plug into the vents on the Merlin 1D vac so they can chill down the engine on the way up. That's for thermal conditioning and priming the engine. They attach right there. See, or one of them attaches right there. See that? So they'll chill down the engine when Falcon 9 is when the first stage is doing its thing, right? And then when they're ready to go, they'll pop the engine off, and then with those are quick disconnects. Those little hoses, they're quick disconnects, and then it'll ignite when it leaves the fairing or leaves the inner stage. Yeah, goalie. These engines, that nozzle is gigantic, man. Yeah, it's really big, like F1 engine big.
The Falcon 9 first stage is
Well, maybe
also
not F1
equipped
engine,
with
but
4
close.
landing legs made out of carbon fiber aluminum honeycomb, and they're placed symmetrically around the base of the rocket.
Houses have to
you'll
be
wanna
big when
watch
it
out
comes to
for their
vacuum, right?
deployment just prior to landing.
The plain English way of saying it, and I know this isn't a very good technical explanation, basically because there's vacuum up here, there's no pressure, you need a bigger nozzle to be able to make sure that you're pushing the air in the right direction. Because if with no pressure up here, with no pressure up out of Earth, like if you didn't have a nozzle on this thing, it would be like putting your thumb over a hose. The gases would just expand out in every direction. You need a bigger nozzle to get the gases to make sure you're going in the right direction.
Our stage 1 entry burn.
Okay, there's the supersonic retro propulsion.
Stage 2 FTS is saved.
I said it, Banana. I said it. Relax. Gamate.
Vehicle on nominal trajectory.
Is that John Jurat? I am a space engineer just like
Stage 1
you.
entry burn shutdown.
Except I come from
Just
space.
had a successful stage 1 entry burn.
All right. So the entry burn slows the first stage down and also shields it from plasma. That's the best part about that. That's why everybody wants me to say supersonic retro propulsion all the time. Because that entry burn is actually pushing the plasma away from the vehicle. That's why Falcon 9's first stage doesn't have a heat shield. It doesn't need one. The engine is the heat shield, which is really freaking cool to me. It's the most metal thing ever. Literally fight fire with fire, except it's plasma. You fight plasma with fire. It's pretty awesome. It's some real heavy metal stuff.
So when we fly through our own, or in
Stage
Falcon
1
9,
transonic.
when Falcon 9 flies through its own plume during that entry burn, that
Okay,
plume
stage 1
deposits
is
the soot
transonic,
from
so
our carbon-based fuel as it burns onto the sides of the first stage.
we should hear the call.
Start of terminal guidance.
Okay. Closed
Coming
loop on
up
the
really
second
shortly
stage.
on stage 1, landing burn start.
Stand by for the call for the landing burn. Pray as the technical
Stage 1
definition
landing
for
burn.
me. Okay. Not as metal as Delta IV Heavy though.
We
It's
started
almost.
our stage
almost.
1 landing burn. We may or may not have videos for this.
On screen. Tea, Earl Grey, hot. Throw it in the hopper. Wait, what?
We should have second engine
Stage
cut
1
off
landing leg deploy.
Okay.
here shortly as well.
And we should get the call for a landing here in the next 15 seconds. Oh, that's it. Blue.
And back engine cut off.
Okay, we have second stage engine cutoff. That's looking good.
There's second engine
2700
cutoff.
kmh. Yep, everything looks good. 211. Good insertion. Burn, stand by for the call just to be
We're
sure.
waiting on confirmation of that stage 1 landing.
Monkas.
Nominal orbital insertion.
Okay, we have an NOI.
Did just
Perfect.
get confirmation of a good
What a
orbit
view.
from our second stage carrying our Starlink satellites. And we are now waiting for the deployment of our 48 Starlink satellites, which is scheduled to occur about a little under an
Signal's
hour from
super
now.
choppy. I don't know, Casper.
Expected loss of signal, Cape.
Okay, they have an expected loss of signal here. They should be getting an reacquisition of signal. I think it's through Bermuda here in a second. Just give it a second, guys. They don't get good reception down there for whatever reason. Just wait for it.
It looks like we did get confirmation from the teams that we did have a successful first stage landing, even though we haven't received any video or live views from that.
Yeah, Bermuda's over
but
here.
this does mark the 110th successful landing of our Falcon first stage, including Falcon Heavy. We did have a good orbit for our second stage, and we're now just waiting on the deployment of our Starlink satellites.
Ironic,
As I
isn't
mentioned
it?
before, we won't have live audio or visual confirmation for payload deployment
Yeah, no,
either
go ahead.
currently due to lack of ground
Hey,
signal.
all
There's that
right.
Falcon 9 first stage on our drone ship.
Very nice.
But again, we will regain signal from our ground station at T plus
That's
1 hour
ridiculous, man.
and 19 minutes.
So,
So for
guys,
those,
all right, I always make it a thing to point this out. See the railings on the side of the drone ship? Those are regular handrails, like that you'd find like on a stairway or something. So like 1.5 meters, maybe. Like it's a 4-foot railing, right? So like 1.33 meters. So we're talking like, 130 centimeters tall, right there. That's a regular handrail. Look at the regular handrails and then look at the rocket, and tell me how big that thing is. It's freaking huge. The thing is freaking gigantic. Oh.
And if you're interested in signing up for Starlink, head over to starlink.com. Thanks for joining us, and we'll see you again soon.
No, you may. Nope.
And we'll confirm successful
Hold on
payload
a second.
deployment of our Starlink satellites on our social media.
What happens here? So they're spraying down they spray down the deck with fire hoses on the drone ship. These are automatic fire hoses. They do that to keep everything cool. You could walk under the engines easily, hypersonic. Yeah, about 2 meters between the nozzle and the ground. I've stood next to one up close, dude. Oh yeah. Oh, look at that. So they're spraying down the deck, and look at how hot that metal is from where the rocket engine was just shooting at it. Look at how hot it is. It's flash evaporating. Sizzle. Yeah. And that's it. Yeah, it's big, Thomas. Yeah. Anyone got stir fry, dude? We gotta get the stir fry going, man. All right. Now go back to bed, old man. All right. So that was Starlink 410. They're not gonna stream the deploy because they're not gonna have a good connection when it deploys. Wait. Play something. No. I'm going back to sleep. I'm gonna go get some sleep so we can get a nice long Kerbal stream in today. We got a Wings Wednesday today, guys. I got my own idea for a build today, so I'm gonna go relax and get a couple more Z's. I saw soot on the recovered fairings. Is that from the boosters when they fly past? Actually, that's re-entry heating, Sile. Yeah. It's just the thermal protection system scorched a little bit. I was looking at the SpaceX page last week and trying to get hired for anything and be around this. There's a lot. Yeah, Shifty. They're always hiring, man. They're looking for people left and right, dude. All right, Jim, I'll see you in a little bit. Also, get rid of that mistake on your face. Well, thanks for waking up for coverage. Hey, no problem. No problem. They said the broomstick. Let the broomstick fly. So... So they said time to let the American broomstick fly. That's a knock at Dmitry Rogozin, the Russian space program manager. He was like, because of all the crap that's going on, he's like, the Americans don't have a way into space. What are they going to fly on? A broomstick? It's like, yeah, and it's reusable too. So, yeah. I'm going to go catch some Z's. Broomstick fly. Yeah, he probably won't find that very funny. Your beard is broken. No, man, it's fine. Look at this. Look at that. It's amazing. I think you're just mad because you don't have one. Reusable broomstick, man. Yeah, it wouldn't make sense if witches flew around on a single-use broomstick. That's ridiculous. It's ridiculous. So how about them broomsticks? Yeah, no, broomsticks need to be reusable. You know, forget the 747 analogy. Witches need to fly on reusable broomsticks. If they don't fly on reusable broomsticks, the cost per flight of broomstick goes up exponentially. I'm using that analogy from now on. Yeah. I thought it was a bit humorous to see Roscosmos stream the entirety of the takedown of the OneWeb Soyuz. I don't know what they're doing, man. I don't know, man. I don't know. Hazanku, it takes a second. It takes a second. I thought this looked stupid, and then like you gotta kind of get used to it. And then once you get used to it, you're like, damn, that's cool. It's like the mustache, dude. When I first gave myself a mustache, I'm like, that looks ridiculous. And then I was like, damn, that's cool. Yeah, Grilani's a little pissed off. All of his revenue streams literally evaporated overnight. I'd be a little mad too. No, you should have ended at this. Looks stupid. Yeah, I know, Marcel, right? I know, serious. It's kind of a, like, not even a 5-head or 4-head move. It's kind of like a 1-head move. Looked like a dad that watched X-Men for the first time and thought Wolverine was so cool. Damn, you guys really hate this. Jeez. USSF-12 is delayed OFT-2 to be the next ULA mission. Cool. What if you put a broomstick on a trampoline? I mean, you'd probably get some Delta V increases from that, Shinar, to be honest. You'd probably get some DV increases there, dude. Pretty sure. Yeah, pretty sure you'd get some Delta V increase there. But I must emphasize that the broomstick needs to be reusable, okay? Imagine if a 747 wasn't, you know, reusable. You know, you buy one and then you fly it somewhere. Broomsticks need to be reusable as well, or else it doesn't make sense financially for witches. Witches wouldn't fly around on broomsticks if they weren't reusable. They have to be reusable, or else the cost will go up exponentially. It's true. I could do a deep dive into this if you want. Shinar, how you doing, man? How you holding up? Everything good? Well, ish. Good-ish. Wait, Starliner's still a thing? I thought everyone just forgot about it and pretended like it didn't happen. Sure, it's still a thing, man. And think about the trees. Yeah, right? Yeah. They have to be reusable to Jimmy, to minimize your carbon footprint and keep costs per witch flight down. Right? I know. Chester A. Arthur. Yeah. Did you know he was vice president of customs right here in New York? Yeah. Yeah. Reusable broomstick. Imagine a Quidditch game with expendable broomsticks. Now that's not very carbon friendly, is it? Hey, Odval. Terve. It's a shame Starliner has to change some of its systems now due to current events. Thomas, I feel like you could say that about anything. It's a shame blank because of current events. Did you hear that the Endurance was found? I did, Lunprod. Can you believe the condition that ship is in? Guys, they found Endurance. They found Shackleton's ship. Just, I'll mention this again during Space News, but they found the frickin' thing. Look at the condition that this thing is in. Endurance, man. Shackleton's expedition. Dude, they found it. And it's like in very good condition. That's kind of strange. Jeez, Shinar, mother of a good friend died of corona last week. Also, stop talking to my... Stop communicating with my Russian friends to not say something I would regret and lose them, but my family's okay, so goodish. Yeah, Shinar, I hear you, man. I hear you. Crushed by the ice. I mean, the ship is not in the best condition, but also... That's pretty cool, man. Holy ship, indeed. Yeah, they found it, man. That's pretty damn impressive. That ship got caught in the ice and sank. So, if you want to read about the Shackleton expedition, it's pretty insane. So it was an expedition to the South Pole, right? And the ship got caught. Like, dude, look at this. Look at this. The ship got caught in ice on the way to the South Pole. And then the crew abandoned the ship and the ice crushed it and sank it. And they hiked out of the Arctic and took 2 small boats with them and made it to safety, which is pretty nuts. It is a ridiculous story. Like, but yeah, seems to be okay. That's, well, at least the back. The stern looks all right. The poop deck looks good. It was found in Arctic waters, right? Antarctic. Yeah, cold water, no oxygen. So it's 3 kilometers down. It's 3,000 meters down. So, yeah, it looks pretty good, man. I mean, the ship's kind of ripped in half because of ice. But, yeah, looks okay. I mean, the preservation is absurd. I can't believe that it's that it's like in that condition. That's pretty nuts. Anyway, yeah, we can talk more about that. Yeah, see? That's what happens, though, if your broomstick is not reusable. It'll sink to the bottom of the ocean. It'll get caught in ice. That's what happens. Yeah, Cluties, it's like going back in time. It's pretty nuts. Looks like it only sank a decade ago. I can't believe the preservation. It didn't decay. People said it in chat already, guys, but it didn't decay because of low O2 in the water. Believe it or not, water can absorb gases and stuff. It can absorb things, right? Like how the oceans are absorbing CO2. Good example. Can we get it back? Probably not. I wouldn't. If wood spends a good amount of time in water, Liam, if you take it out of the water, it'll decompose. Yeah, the water is like preserving it. So it looks better than the Titanic. I mean, fun fact, the Titanic actually isn't rusting. Despite what it looks like. It's not rusting. That's some bacteria that eats metal. Yeah. That's what all those rusticles are on them. They're not rusticles. That's a bacteria that's eating it. They're literally eating the ship. Or that bacteria is eating the ship. Non-reusable broomstick. Ouch. Do you think it is at all possible to make a steam train go 1,000 kilometers an hour in a hypothetical straight line? A steam train? Yeah, sure, of course. I'd be worried about aerodynamics at that point. If I don't think that a steam engine wouldn't have enough power, but I think you might hit the rev limiter somewhere. I mean, why wouldn't it be possible? Once again, I'd be worried about aerodynamics, Joe. You need a lot. Yeah, going 1,000 kph is, what is that, 600 miles an hour? So that's like a steam engine getting into transonic. That's hard to do for like anything. Yeah, I don't see why it wouldn't be possible, but I mean, you need a long straight line. No worries about the power of steam? You'd have to make a specially engineered steam engine, dude, because you'd need a lot of boiler pressure to do that. But yeah. Steam heated by nuclear. Yeah, I mean, there was ideas for nuclear turbine engines, S. There were, here, hang on. There were steam turbine locomotives. Here, let me find a picture of one. The S2 class. Look, that's not like an external combustion engine. I mean, it still is an external combustion engine, but it's a steam turbine. They had steam moving a gigantic turbocharger right there. Now, if you want to figure out the size of that turbo, look at the guy in the locomotive. This is a Pennsylvania S2. It's a steam turbine. Yeah, geared steam turbine, like a power plant. And they were super freaking efficient, but they're still hard to maintain. And if you can make an oil-fired steam turbine, you could make a nuclear one. Problem is the radiation. You need to lead line the trash out of this. What year is that from? Jim, they were doing this in the 30s and the 40s. Yeah. Dude, they tried to come up with all kinds of stuff to keep the steam locomotive competitive, dude. Like, check that out. That's a steam turbine. That's a steam engine right there. Yeah. Steam turbine. I visited a nuclear aircraft engine a couple years ago in Idaho. Yeah. Yep, see? Steam turbines. They were towards the end of the steam engine, right? They were building steam turbine hybrid electrics. Not a bad idea. Really, to be honest, it's not a bad idea. It's pretty smart. But yeah, diesel electric is the way to go, and it still is the way to go. And if it's not diesel electric, either turbine electric, which I still think is a good idea, or just straight electric and generate the power off-site. And by off-site, I mean not on the locomotive. Have you ever been to this place? New England Wireless and Steam Museum. I have not been to this place. Where is it? East Greenwich, Rhode Island. Cool. Check that out. Is a hydrogen-based version feasible? Hydrogen? What are you going to use hydrogen for? To heat steam? I mean, I suppose. That's right, JB. Mm-hmm. Fellas, I still think that, believe it or not, what a rocket engine does and what a steam engine does, not that far off. Really, it's not that far off. So a steam engine just heats water in a boiler and it evaporates it into steam and it uses that to push a piston back and forth or a turbine, right? I think a modern steam engine with the right propellants, dude, you can make some pretty impressive stuff. It's possible. Like an aluminum friction stir welded boiler would be able to hold a much higher chamber pressure, or not chamber pressure, much higher boiler pressure than our iron riveted boiler. I mean, it would be expensive, but it's doable. And then you'd have to find some way to put a condenser back on that thing so you can have a closed loop cooling system. But that would be really, really difficult. But if you could, Anyway. That's cool, Shifty. Anyway, all right, fellas. I'll see you guys in a, let's see, it's 9:15 now, 10:15, 11:15, 12:15. I'll see you in about 3 hours, give or take. A little less than that. So, I'll be back in a little bit. I'm gonna catch a couple more of these, and then I'll see you guys at noontime. We're doing Wings Wednesday today. I might make Space News a little bit smaller today. We'll do the Starship update, and then, you know, yes. What plane? My own design, believe it or not. Yeah. I kind of came up with another design. The design is kind of based off of the, what's it called? The XV5A. If you want to look at that. Yeah, we'll start with KSP make so the Euro guys can check in on some stuff, and then I might shorten Space News or might not do Space News at all. I'm kind of, with all the bull crap that's going on, it's kind of getting stale. I never thought those are words I never thought I'd say. So I'll see you guys in a little bit. Thanks for watching, and I'll be back. And then my summer car. Yep. All right. See you guys in a little bit.